Want to speak real Filipino from your first lesson? Sign up for your free lifetime account at filipinopod101.com.
Want to finally start speaking in your target language? In this guide, you'll discover the top 7 ways to practice speaking on your own with our lessons. Let's begin. Number 1, shadowing. Shadowing is a proven learning technique where all you do is repeat what you hear in order to practice speaking. So, access any audio or video lesson on the site and press the play button to start. Then, as you listen or watch, just repeat the conversations. Or, even easier, read along out loud with the dialogue section. The script is right there in front of you. With our lessons, you can master entire conversations, just like that. Number 2, read out loud. I just mentioned it, but reading out loud is another powerful tactic and deserves its own mention. With every lesson, you get written transcripts and translations. So, as you play the lesson, read the dialogue out loud as you hear it. Why? By reading out loud, you're also practicing your speaking skills. You can do this with the lesson notes, the lesson transcript, or the dialogue tool. With the dialogue tool, you can listen to each line again and again, and repeat out loud until you master them all. Number 3, speed up your reading to speed up your speaking. Being able to speak without thinking is a sign of language mastery. If you're talking to a native and can respond quickly, they'll assume that you're fairly fluent. How can you do this? When you read out loud, try increasing your speed a little bit every time. So, start by reading with the dialogue tool. If you're like most learners, you'll read the first line slowly. That's because you're still getting used to the words, which is okay. Reread it. On your second try, you know most of the words, and you'll read a little faster. Reread it again. On your third try, you'll be even faster, at a native speaker's speed. And being able to read these phrases out loud and fast will help you speak fast. Number 4, record and compare yourself with native speakers. In order to sound like a native speaker, you must imitate native speakers. So here's how. Access the voice recorder, which is in the Dialogue Study tool in every lesson. Click on the microphone icon. Listen to the native speaker's audio, and then record yourself. You can then compare the 2 recordings side by side, and practice and try again and again until you perfect your pronunciation. Number 5, get feedback from our Premium Plus teacher. If you're learning by yourself and don't have access to real teachers, then you can always get feedback from our Premium Plus teachers. With the My Teacher tool, you can record yourself speaking and send the audio file to the teacher. They'll review it and tell you what to improve and how. That's it. Number 6, level up your speaking with Premium Plus assignments. With Premium Plus, you can also get assignments that cover reading, writing, listening, and even speaking from your teacher. These assignments can be tailored to your goals and needs. You get a new one every week, or anytime you're ready for a new one. Number 7, get even more lessons in the lesson library. If you want even more lessons on speaking and conversations, visit our lesson library and under Category, choose Conversation. You'll get all of the pathways and lessons that are focused on speaking. If you enjoyed these tips, hit the like button, share it with anyone who's trying to learn a language, and subscribe to our channel. We release new videos every week. And if you're ready to finally learn language the fast, fun, and easy way, and start speaking from your very first lesson, get our complete learning program. Sign up for your free lifetime account right now. Click the link in the description. I'll see you next time. Bye!
Kamusta kayo? Ako si Erica. Hi everybody, I'm Erica. Welcome to FilipinoPod101.com's Filipino sa 3 minuto. The fastest, easiest, and most fun way to learn Filipino. In the last lesson, we learned how to be grateful to people by saying salamat. In this lesson, we'll learn some of the most common greetings used in the Philippines. Handa na ba kayo? Are you ready? Then let's start. First, we'll learn the greetings we use when meeting people. Kamusta? Kamusta. Do you remember this from the first lesson? Kamusta literally means, how are you? But it is used as hi or hello. Musta is a shortened version of kamusta, which you can use when greeting friends. Musta, for formal situations, we use kamusta po. Kamusta po. Now, here are sometimes specific greetings used when meeting people. Magandang araw. Magandang araw. Literally, magandang araw means good day. To be more specific about which time in the day we greet someone, we use magandang umaga, magandang tanghali, and magandang hapon, meaning good morning, good noon, and good afternoon respectively. Magandang umaga. Magandang tanghali. Magandang hapon. During the evening, there is only one greeting, and that is magandang gabi. Magandang gabi. Maganda means beautiful or good. The connector NG is added to connect maganda and gabi. In formal situations, you just need to add po to the Filipino greetings I've already mentioned. Magandang araw po, magandang umaga po, magandang tanghali po, magandang hapon po, magandang gabi po. Are you ready for more? Next are some greetings we use when leaving. To say goodbye in Filipino, we say paalam. Paalam. We also have sige mauna na ako. Literally, all right, I'll go ahead. And is a more casual way of saying goodbye. Sige mauna na ako. Finally, we have hanggang sa muli, meaning see you again. Hanggang sa muli. Again, to make these formal, we just need to add po. Paalam po. Sige, mauna na po ako. Hanggang sa muli po. Now you can greet people in many different ways in Filipino. Let's review them all again. Here are the greetings we use when meeting people. Kamusta? Magandang araw. Magandang umaga. Magandang tanghali. Magandang hapon. Magandang gabi. When leaving, we have paalam. Sige, mauna na ako. Hanggang sa muli. For greeting people who are older than you, just add po. It's easy, isn't it? Now it's time for Erica's tips. Another famous greeting you might hear in the Philippines is mabuhay. This literally means live, but it's used to mean welcome. It is used in formal situations like when welcoming an audience during events, or when welcoming people into the country, but not necessarily when welcoming guests to your home. During the next lesson, we'll learn the meaning of the phrase, nagsasalita ka ba ng Ingles? Do you already know it? I'll be waiting to talk about it with you in our next Filipino sa 3 minuto lesson. Hanggang sa muli! Kamusta kayo? Ako si Erica. Hi everybody, I'm Erica. Welcome to FilipinoPod101.com's Filipino sa 3 minuto, the fastest, easiest, and most fun way to learn Filipino. In the last lesson, we learned how to talk about your plans. In this lesson, we are going to deal with the verb to be in Filipino, ay, and how to use it to say more about yourself. When you meet a new person in the Philippines, they might ask you, taga saan ka? Which literally means, from where are you? To answer this, you can start your sentence with, ako ay taga, or I am from, followed by the country you're from. For example, ako ay taga Amerika. I am from America. Ako ay taga Espanya. I am from Spain. Ako ay taga China. I am from China. You can also use this ako ay formula to share more about yourself, like your job. Ako ay isang guro. I am a teacher. Ako ay isang artista. I am an actor or actress. Filipino is a gender neutral language. However, there are nouns that have gendered terms like some nationalities and occupations. For these cases, masculine forms commonly end with an O, whereas feminine forms usually end with an A. Here are some examples. I am American would be Ako ay Amerikano for men and Ako ay Amerikana for women. For Japanese, it would be Ako ay Hapones for men and Ako ay Haponesa for women. To say I am a doctor, men would use Ako ay isang doktor, while women would say Ako ay isang doktora. For lawyers, it would be Ako ay isang abogado for men and Ako ay isang abogada for women. Now it's time for Erica's tips. Filipinos are very curious people, so expect to be asked, taga saan ka? Or anong ginagawa mo? Which means, what are you doing? Or more specifically, what is your job? Just use the ako ay formula, and I'm sure you'll make new friends in no time. Great job! Now you can introduce yourself with more than just your name. In the next Filipino sa tatlong minuto lesson, you'll be able to tell your age too. Hanggang sa muli!
Today we're going to talk about 4 techniques to help you stop translating in your head and instead start thinking in your target language. This will allow you to have conversations with ease, read smoothly, and better understand native speakers. These are 4 methods to help you think in a new language. Number 1, surround yourself with your target language. This way, you'll be completely immersed in the language. Without realizing it, you'll learn pronunciation, sentence structures, grammar, and new vocabulary. Play music in the background while you're cooking, or have a radio station on while you study. Just use one of our endless podcasts available to you. These are easy to listen to in the background while doing other things. Number 2, learn through observation. This is how we all learned our native languages as kids. Words will develop their own meanings that relate better to your target language, rather than meanings that are translated directly. Number 3, speak out loud to yourself. Even if you're a little embarrassed, it forces you to listen to how you speak. It makes it much easier to spot simple grammar mistakes. Number 4, practice daily. If you practice everything for only one day, you won't retain the information you learned. The brain can realistically only focus for about 30 minutes. So studying a little every day allows you to absorb better. Follow these steps and have patience. You'll soon be able to achieve your language learning goals. Just make sure to remember these 4 methods. Sign up for your free lifetime account. No credit card required, and you'll get the best free online resources. And start learning more every day.
May isang batang lalaki na nagbabasa ng kanyang talaarawan. Ano ang unang bagay na ginawa ng batang lalaki ngayong araw na ito?
Maganda ang panahon. Nag-swimming ako sa pool noong hapon. Tapos, nagpunta ako sa sinehan nung kinagabihan. Nag-aral din ako ng buong umaga. Hindi na masama.
Ano ang unang bagay na ginawa ng batang lalaki ngayong araw na ito? May isang batang lalaki na nagbabasa ng kanyang talaarawan. Ano ang unang bagay na ginawa ng batang lalaki ngayong araw na ito?
Maganda ang panahon. Nag-swimming ako sa pool noong hapon. Tapos, nagpunta ako sa sinehan nung kinagabihan. Nag-aral din ako ng buong umaga. Hindi na masama.
May isang lalaki at isang babae na tumitingin sa isang larawan. Anong larawan ang tinitignan nila? Ito yung larawan ng soccer team kung saan miyembro ang anak mo, hindi ba? Sino dito ang anak mo?
Ito.
Ah, siya ang pinakamatangkad.
Oo. Mas matangkad pa siya kaysa sa akin.
Anong larawan ang tinitignan nila? May isang lalaki at isang babae na tumitingin sa isang larawan. Anong larawan ang tinitignan nila? Ito yung larawan ng soccer team kung saan miyembro ang anak mo, hindi ba? Sino dito ang anak mo?
Ito.
Ah, siya ang pinakamatangkad.
Oo. Mas matangkad pa siya kaysa sa akin.
May isang lalaki at babae na nag-uusap. Kailan sila manonood sa sinehan?
Bakit hindi tayo manood sa sinihan sa susunod na Sabado?
Oo, gusto ko yan. Pero may part-time na trabaho ako sa umaga.
Anong oras ka matatapos sa part-time mo?
Matatapos ako ng 2:00.
O sige, magkita tayo sa cafe ng 3:00 at manood sa sinihan ng 4:00.
Okay, kailan sila manonood sa sinehan? May isang lalaki at babae na nag-uusap. Kailan sila manonood sa sinehan?
Bakit hindi tayo manood sa sinihan sa susunod na Sabado?
Oo, gusto ko yan. Pero may part-time na trabaho ako sa umaga.
Anong oras ka matatapos sa part-time mo?
Matatapos ako ng 2:00.
O sige, magkita tayo sa cafe ng 3:00 at manood sa sinihan ng 4:00.
Okay, may isang lalaking nakikipag-usap sa isang sales lady. Aling damit ang kanyang bibilhin?
Anong damit ang sa palagay mong mas mainam? Itong puti o yung asul?
Sa palagay ko, mas mainam po ang asul. Bagay po sa inyong gray na jacket.
Sa tingin mo, pero hindi bagay sa pula kong kurbata, di ba?
Ah, oo nga po.
Okay, sige. Ang kukunin ko ay itong puti, hindi yung asul.
Aling damit ang kanyang bibilhin? May isang lalaking nakikipag-usap sa isang sales lady. Aling damit ang kanyang bibilhin?
Hmm, anong damit ang sa palagay mong mas mainam? Itong puti o yung asul?
Sa palagay ko, mas mainam po ang asul. Bagay po sa inyong gray na jacket.
Sa tingin mo, pero hindi bagay sa pula kong kurbata, di ba?
Ah, oo nga po.
Okay, sige. Ang kukunin ko ay itong puti, hindi yung asul.
May isang lalaki na nasa tindahan ng hamburger. Aling set ang kanyang o-orderin?
Mawalang galang lang. Gusto ko sana ng espesyal na burger set.
Opo, pumili po kayo kung french fries o salad.
Salad,
Okay, pumili naman po kayo ng inumin.
Coke,
Aling set ang kanyang o-orderin? May isang lalaki na nasa tindahan ng hamburger. Aling set ang kanyang o-orderin?
mawalang galang lang. Gusto ko sana ng espesyal na burger set.
Opo, pumili po kayo kung french fries o salad.
Salad,
Okay, pumili naman po kayo ng inumin.
Coke.
Hi everyone! Kamusta? My name is Erica. Welcome to Filipino Top Words. For today's topic, we are going to talk about the top 25 phrases. Let's begin. Kamusta ka? Hello, how are you? The first phrase is kamusta ka? Hello or how are you? So when you're meeting someone for the first time, you try to be a bit more polite and say, instead of kamusta ka, you say kamusta po kayo, which is the same as hello, how are you? Magandang umaga. Good morning. So the next word is magandang umaga, which means good morning. People there are very, very warm, very kind. So it's very common to hear like people greeting each other when they pass by each other in the corridor and like in the classroom, for example, in the office. Magandang umaga sa inyong lahat. Magandang tanghali. Good noon. So now what do we say when it's noon? We say magandang tanghali. Good noon.
in the Philippines, especially during lunchtime, when you come in and then like it's everyone is eating, you always say magandang tanghali. And then when they hear you say it, you sound as if you're a native speaker. Magandang hapon. Good afternoon. Okay, so when the morning is done, noon is over, then what do you say? Magandang hapon. Good afternoon. Magandang gabi. Good evening. So if you want to say good evening, you say magandang gabi. Anong pangalan mo? What's your name? So what if you're going to ask someone for their name? So you say, anong pangalan mo? Or, what's your name? If you meet someone for the first time, if it's the morning, you say, good morning. What's your name? Magandang umaga, anong pangalan mo? When you want to ask someone for their name, you need to be polite. So, you add po, which is the particle, and then you use the plural form of you. So you say, ano pong pangalan nyo? Ako si, I'm. If you are on the receiving end of that question, then you say, ako si, name. Or, I'm, name. Ako si Erica. I'm Erica. Ikinagagalak kong makilala ka. Nice to meet you. If you want to express now how happy you are to meet this new person, then you would say, ikinagagalak kong makilala ka. Nice to meet you. Since this is the first time you're meeting this person, you should use the polite form, which is, ikinagagalak ko po kayong makilala. Ayos lang ako. Ikaw. I'm fine. And you? When someone asks you, how are you? Of course, either you are okay or you're not. You will say, you are fine. So how do you say it in Filipino? You would say, ayos lang ako. Ikaw. In English, I'm fine. And you? Or if you are not okay, you can say, ayos lang ako. Ikaw. Paki. Please. So if you want to ask someone for a favor, what would you say? In English, we say please. In Filipino, we use a prefix that we say as paki. We add to another verb. So for example, we say, please bring this to the office. Then you will say in Filipino, pakidala ito sa opisina. Salamat. Thank you. Salamat or thank you. Walang anuman. You're welcome. Then you also want to be polite and say you're welcome. Or in Filipino, walang anuman. Oo. Yes. How do you express agreement in Filipino? You say oo, which means yes. Very simple. For example, there's an older person talking to you and you want to say yes. You should be a bit more polite and say opo. Hindi. No. So what if you want to say no? Then you use hindi. Or if you want to be polite, you say hindi po. Sige. Okay. So say you have a friend who asks you, do you want to drink with me all night, have party all night, you know, those kind of things. And then you say, yeah, fine, okay. So in Filipino, you say, sige. Paumanhin. Excuse me. So for example, you have an older colleague at work and this person is busy, but you need to ask her for something. So you say, excuse me. And in Filipino, you say, paumanhin or paumanhin po, to be more polite. Patawad. I'm sorry. If you did something really, really bad, then we use patawad. I'm sorry. Anong oras na? What time is it? So what does anong oras na mean? It means, what time is it? Nasaan ang CR? Where is the restroom? Nasaan ang CR? Or, to be polite, because even at that time, you have to be polite, even if it's like really urgent. You have to be polite, you say, nasaan po ang CR? Hindi ko alam. I don't know. Hindi ko alam. I don't know. If your boss asks you, oh, where is your office mate, this person? And then you don't know, then you say, hindi ko po alam. Sandali lang. Wait a moment. So if you say to your boss, because your boss is asking you, where is the report? You want to say, wait a moment. So you say, sandali lang po. So your friends came over to your house and you haven't taken a bath. You haven't fixed yourself. And then your friends just want to go out to have fun. But you want to say, wait a moment, wait a minute. Give me like an hour or something to at least get ready. So you would say, sandali lang. Magkano ito? How much is this? So you finally got dressed and then you went out with your friend. And you are at the mall, like looking at some nice pearls, because in the Philippines we have lots of pearls. How will you ask the salesperson? So you can say, magkano po ito? Or if you're a friend, or if it's like a younger salesperson probably, you can just simply say, magkano ito? How much is this? Pwede bang makuha na ang bill? Could I get the check, please? After dinner, you want to pay because it's your treat, because you forced your friends to eat adobo. So you would ask the waitress or the waiter for the check. So how do you say it in Filipino? Pwede bang makuha ang bill? Could I get the check, please? Or, if you cannot remember all these, just simply do this. Tulong. Help. So you're walking in the street and then you're very not careful with your things. So you're walking, you're holding your bag like this, and someone stole your bag. Like, oh. You want to call for help. So what do you say? You say, tulong, help. And then the more you scream it, the more people will hear you. Hanggang sa muli. See you again soon. It's the end of the day and you've had fun with your friends. So you tell your friends, oh, okay, bye. See you again soon. Which in Filipino is hanggang sa muli. But in regular conversations, you don't really say this. We tend to say, see you, or sige. That was the last word for today, and thank you very much for watching. Hopefully you learned new words. So what words have you heard? What words have you used before? Put them in the comment section. And don't forget to subscribe to FilipinoPod101.com. Bye!
Want to speak real Filipino from your first lesson? Sign up for your free lifetime account at FilipinoPod101.com.
Hi everyone, I'm Erica, and welcome to Filipino Top Words. Our lesson for today is the 10 questions you should know in Filipino. So let's begin. Anong pangalan mo? What's your name? The first question that you should know is, anong pangalan mo? In English, what's your name? So, how do you answer this question? For instance, my name is Erica. So in Filipino, I would say, ako si Erica, or I'm Erica. This is a very useful question when you want to get to know other people. So you better remember this. Anong pangalan mo? In English, what's your name? Kamusta? How are you? The next question that you should know is, kamusta? Or in English, how are you? How do you respond to this question? You say, mabuti naman. Ikaw? Or, I'm good. You? So this is also again another very common question that you can ask your friends just because you're friends. So you have to know how they are. Parang lagi na lang magka-sarcastic yung Actually, the longer version is kamusta ka? But no one really says that now. So you can just simply say, kamusta? Yeah, or even shorter, you can just say, musta. So it's very nice actually to say this to people, especially if you haven't seen them for a long time. Taga saan ka? Where are you from? So the next question that you should know is, taga saan ka? Or in English, where are you from? So how do you answer this question? If you are, say, from Manila, then you reply, taga Maynila ako, or I'm from Manila. So say you are from Lisbon, then you'd say taga Lisbon ako, or I'm from Lisbon. So this is also a very important question to know, especially if you're just meeting someone for the first time. So I don't know, just people are very interested in where you go home. Or where you're from, not really where you go home. Kailan ang iyong kaarawan? When is your birthday? Kailan ang iyong kaarawan? In English, when is your birthday? So if you want to really respond to this question in fluent Filipino, then you would say, sa ika-25 ng Disyembre ang aking kaarawan. Or in English, this translates to my birthday is on December 25th. If it's December 25, then obviously your birthday is on Christmas. But if say August 9, then you would say in Filipino, ika-siyam ng Agosto. But no one really says that, so you just say August 9. Just say August 9. Ang kaarawan ko ay sa August 9. Or my birthday is on August 9. Saan ka nakatira? Where do you live? Saan ka nakatira? Or where do you live? So, for example, you live in Makati City, which is the business district. So, you will say, nakatira ako sa Makati. Or, I live in Makati. Saan ka nagtatrabaho? Where do you work? The next question that you should know is, saan ka nagtatrabaho? Or, where do you work? So, for example, you want to say that you work at Intel. Or sometimes there's call center in Intel, right? So, there are many call centers in the Philippines and many younger Filipinos work in call centers. And so, you can say, nagtatrabaho ako sa Intel. Or, I work at Intel. And then usually the follow-up question would be, what do you do at Intel? So then you would say, I'm a call center agent, or I'm a, IT person, or I'm the CEO of Intel. Oh, wow. Ano ang phone number mo? What's your phone number? The next question that you should know is, ano ang phone number mo? Oh, we're getting really in closer territories. So, for example, you really want to be friends with this person or more than friends. Then you ask, ano ang phone number mo? Or, what's your phone number? For instance, you want to give your phone number to this person, whoever this person is. Ang number ko ay, and then your number. For instance, 0123456789. In English, my number is this. So, usually people would still ask for your phone number. But usually they would say, what's your cell phone number? Saan ka nag-aral ng Filipino? Where did you learn Filipino? Saan ka nag-aral ng Filipino? In English, where did you learn Filipino? So this is very interesting and very important to be able to respond to this. When the person that you're talking to is really amazed with your Filipino, so you better reply with, nag-aral ako gamit ang filipinopod101.com. Or, I studied with filipinopod101.com. So where did you learn Filipino? Mahilig ka ba sa pagkaing Pilipino? Do you like Filipino food? Mahilig ka ba sa pagkaing Pilipino? Or, do you like Filipino food? For instance, you really do. So, how do you respond to this question? You say, oo, lalong-lalo na ang adobo, if adobo is your favorite. Or it can be kare-kare. Then you would say, oo, lalong-lalo na ang kare-kare. In English, yes, especially kare-kare or adobo. This is very important question to know because you usually get asked this question when you say go to gatherings or parties or just when you're staying in a Filipino friend's house, right? Their moms would usually ask you, oh, do you like Filipino food? What do you want to eat? And then they will most probably give you that food, serve you that food. They're very hospitable. Saan ang magandang pasyalan sa Pilipinas? Where is it nice to go to in the Philippines? The next question that you should know is, saan ang magandang pasyalan sa Pilipinas? In English, where is it nice to go to in the Philippines? If I'm going to give an advice now, I would say Palawan, definitely. And you would see, just type Palawan in Google, you would see really beautiful pictures. But if you want to be really specific, where exactly in Palawan, then either El Nido or Coron. So, for instance, I would say sa Coron, Palawan. Or in English, in Coron, Palawan. It's very nice actually, very cheap and very beautiful place. So, I haven't been to Coron, I've been to El Nido. I've been to El Nido, not Coron, not yet. So, those are the top 10 questions that you should know. And are there any other questions that you think you should know? If there are, please don't forget to comment them down below. And don't forget to subscribe, like, and go to FilipinoPod101.com. Bye. Just joking. If you want real mangoes, go to the Philippines. We have the best mangoes. And if you really want the best mangoes, I think you should go to this island called Guimaras.
Hi guys, welcome to Filipino Top Words. I'm Ice and today's topic is 10 phrases you always want to hear. Ang ganda mo ngayon. You look great today. Okay, the first phrase is ang ganda mo ngayon. You look great today. This is kind of a double-edged sword because if you say you look great today, did they look not great yesterday? But still, it's nice to hear, I guess. Ganda mo ngayon. Makeup ka. Miss na kita. I miss you. Next phrase is, miss na kita. I miss you. If you're away and they say I miss you, then that's fine, I guess, because like you're not together. But if someone says you and you've been hanging out like every day, that means something else. Like you're there but not there kind of thing. So see for yourself. So if you want to say that I really miss you, then you just say miss na kita. May bonus sa katapusan ng buwan. There'll be a bonus at the end of the month. Okay, the next phrase that you always want to hear is may bonus sa katapusan ng buwan. There will be a bonus at the end of the month. Yeah, this one, you'd want to hear this. Especially if you're like not good with the bills. Napakagaling mong magluto. You're an excellent cook. Napakagaling mong magluto. You're an excellent cook. If you know how to cook, unlike me, and you give your friends some of the things you cook, and they say this to you, then always want to hear that. Yeah. Magpahinga ka. Ako ang maglilinis ngayon. Take a break. I'll do the cleaning today. Magpahinga ka. Ako ang maglilinis ngayon. Take a break. I'll do the cleaning today. Oh, yeah. Like, guess if you hear this, that would be very great as well. I need help with the cleaning. Tama ka. You're right. Okay, another thing you might want to hear is tama ka. Or you were right. Yeah, I guess you want to hear this when you're in an argument. Dinalhan kita ng isang special na bagay. I brought you something special. Next one is, dinalhan kita ng isang special na bagay. That means, I brought you something special. I want something special. Unlimited ang budget. The budget is unlimited. Next phrase you would want to hear is, unlimited ang budget. Or, the budget is unlimited. Definitely. If you want like, bunch of equipment, and they say to you, the budget is unlimited. Like, yeah! Ililibre kita. I'll treat you. Next one is, ililibre kita. Meaning, I'll treat you. Ah, so nice. Oh, many Filipinos love hearing this. So like, if you want to make Filipino friends, make sure to say this. Yeah. Ang bait mo. You're kind. Ang bait mo. Meaning, you're kind. Sometimes it's nice to know that like your kindness is being appreciated. So like if someone says this to you, then you'll feel happy, I guess. If you want to convey that they're very kind, just repeat the adjective. So it's gonna be ang bait-bait mo. So that means you're very kind. Okay, and that's it for this topic. 10 phrases you always want to hear. And if you like this video, press the thumbs up button and subscribe to our channel somewhere. To learn more Filipino, please go to FilipinoPod101.com. And I'll see you next time. Salamat, thank you, paalam.
Hi, I'm Erica, and welcome to Filipino Top Words. Today we are going to learn 10 phrases to amaze native speakers. Salamat, pero sa totoo lang, hindi ako isang native speaker. Thank you, but I'm not a native speaker actually. Salamat, pero sa totoo lang, hindi ako isang native speaker. Thank you, but I'm not a native speaker actually. If you start learning now, you'll be one of those few foreigners who can amaze Filipinos. Isang taon lang ang kinailangan ko para maging mahusay sa pagsasalita. It took me only 1 year to become fluent. Isang taon lang ang kinailangan ko para maging mahusay sa pagsasalita. It took me only 1 year to become fluent. So I don't know how easy actually Filipino is for foreign people. I don't know if in 1 year you'll be able to speak it. Probably like the basics of it, right? Because Filipino, you don't really need to learn new alphabet. And also, some of the words are in Spanish. So if you kind of know Spanish, then you would most probably understand some of the words. But for you to be able to speak 1 year, I think is fine. But for you to be able to actually understand all the nuances in the language, then 1 year is probably a bit too short. Makakapagsalita ako ng Filipino gaya ng isang Pilipino sa loob ng 3 taon. I'll speak Filipino like a native speaker in 3 years. Makakapagsalita ako ng Filipino gaya ng isang Pilipino sa loob ng 3 taon. I'll speak Filipino like a native speaker in 3 years. That's actually a good target, right? But of course, there's still so many things that you won't be, probably like inside jokes, right? Like, or especially since Filipino language is, like any other language, is continuously evolving, right? Because we have lots of slang now, right? Like slang that you get from American slang, and then also gay lingo, right? So all of those words, and then usually when you learn Filipino, you won't get to hear those slang or like street words. And most people actually use a bit of like casual, even in, they only use really formal Filipino in, say, formal situations, formal settings. So this is a good target, but good luck. 10 taon na akong nag-aaral ng Filipino. I've been learning Filipino for 10 years. 10 taon na akong nag-aaral ng Filipino. I've been learning Filipino for 10 years. That's actually very good. I mean, for me, for us, like English, we take so many years and still there's some things that you cannot understand. So for instance, we learn English, like standard English, right? And then you talk to, say, an American or to a British person. And then there are so many words that you cannot understand. But you cannot understand them because these are like, but it's like the usage of the words is different from how you learned it from the dictionary. Sometimes when you speak to them, you sound so formal. 10 years is very good. Kaya kong manood ng mga pelikulang Filipino nang walang subtitle. I can watch Filipino movies without subtitles. Kaya kong manood ng mga pelikulang Filipino nang walang subtitle. I can watch Filipino movies without subtitles. We are releasing so many indie movies recently. Those are really good movies, so please watch Filipino movies. And if you can see them without subtitles, very good. Kaya kong magkabisa ng higit kumulang mga 50 bagong salitang Filipino kada araw. I can memorize around 50 new Filipino words a day. Kaya kong magkabisa ng higit kumulang mga 50 bagong salitang Filipino kada araw. I can memorize around 50 new Filipino words a day. Oh, that's very impressive. I don't have memories. Masaya at madaling aralin ang Filipino. Filipino is fun and easy to learn. Masaya at madaling aralin ang Filipino. Filipino is fun and easy to learn. Yeah, which actually it is, right? It's very, I think it's easier compared to, say, Japanese or Chinese. Because as I've said, first, Filipino, you don't need to learn new alphabet, which immediately makes it easy, right? Because learning a new alphabet is very hard, right? I mean, if you say, for example, walk in the streets and then you can read the signs, that's already something. Because say you go to Japan, then you see all the signs and you cannot read kanji or hiragana or katakana, right? Then you cannot, it's like as if you're, I don't know, you're lost. But at least with Filipino, then you can immediately read the signs. And then the next thing is you learn the words. Naintindihan ko ang lahat ng sinabi mo. I completely understood everything you said. Naintindihan ko ang lahat ng sinabi mo. I completely understood everything you said. Yeah, so when someone tells you this, then they're amazed. Yeah, so that's why they're just like, oh, great. So for example, someone tells you this very long explanation about something. Then, as a Filipino, you can simply say, gets ko. Because that's very Filipino actually, which means, I got it. Marami akong alam na slang sa Filipino. I know a lot of slang words in Filipino. Marami akong alam na slang sa Filipino. I know a lot of slang words in Filipino. It depends also when you use the slang words because not in all circumstances can you use slang words, right? Especially if you're just meeting someone for the first time, then you would want to be a bit more formal. Then becoming too formal is not natural. It can be seen as sarcastic even. Actually, I think the key to being thought of as fluent is like getting this balance of being like casual, natural, and also a bit like more formal, right? I think so. Nakakabasa na ako ng nobela sa Filipino. I can now read a novel in Filipino. Nakakabasa na ako ng nobela sa Filipino. I can now read a novel in Filipino, which is very good. If you read actual like old Filipino novels, it's very, what do you call this, like flowery. It's like it really evokes emotions when you read Filipino novels. It's actually hard to write and really say old poetic Filipino now. So that's it for today's Filipino top words. What sentence would you say to amaze us? But actually, we're easily amazed, so don't hesitate to write anything down below or comment, because you might comment negative things, right? Okay. If you like this video, don't forget to like and subscribe. And if you want to see other videos like this, then head on to filipinopod101.com. See you in the next lesson.
Naintindihan ko ang lahat ng sinabi mo.
Marami akong alam. Inay, ito na po ang inyong pansit. Na binili ko sa kanto. Inay, wag mo akong iwan, inay. Hi, my name is Erica, and welcome to Filipino Top Words. Our lesson for today is how to respond to how are you. Let's go. Kamusta? Kamusta? How are you? So the first word is, how are you? In Filipino, kamusta? So this is very useful when you pass by someone, you want to know how they are, right? Or to just want to ask someone how they are. At ikaw? At ikaw. And you? At ikaw? Or in English, and you? How do you usually respond when people ask you, how are you? And you? So if you are trying to avoid answering this question, you can ask, at ikaw? Or, and you? Probably you're like feeling too tired from work or something, right? Or you can, like casually, more people would say, ikaw? Or just simply, ikaw? It all means, and you. So it's a kind of like a nice gesture if someone asks you, how are you? And then you want to ask the same question because you just want to be nice. Kamusta ka naman kamakailan? Kamusta ka naman kamakailan? How have you been recently? So if you want to be more specific about asking them how they are in a certain period of time, you can ask, kamusta ka naman kamakailan? Or, how have you been recently? So, probably you would have friends that would have gone to vacation or would have found a new job or would have graduated from university, which is all me. And then, you can ask them, how have you been recently? Mabuti ako. Mabuti ako. I'm fine. So how do you answer all these how are you questions and variations of how are you? First, you can say, if you are really feeling this, mabuti ako, or I'm fine. Of course, you can say it if you're not fine, right? I mean, if you just want to because sometimes when you say, I'm not so okay, I'm feeling a bit down, then they would ask you more things. But sometimes if you don't want to answer any of these things, but you are not fine, you can still say, I'm fine. But in Filipino, you ask people how are you because you want to know how they are. Or we don't really say this as a greeting. Okay naman ako. Okay naman ako. I'm not bad. Aside from I'm fine, how can you respond to how are you? You can say, okay naman ako, or I'm not bad. So if you are feeling like saying that you are not so fine, but you are also not fine, you can say, well, I'm not bad. It's okay. Everything's cool. But I'm crying inside. I'm dead inside. Okay. Inaantok ako. Inaantok ako. I'm sleepy. If you're feeling sleepy, you can say, inaantok ako, or I'm sleepy. After lunch, usually that's the time when you feel this, you're really sleepy. Even though you have lots of work, you're feeling sleepy, or sometimes you don't have lots of work, you're feeling sleepy. So, you can say it. It's valid, it's okay. Just don't say it to your boss. I don't think, if your boss asks you, how are you? I'm sleepy. Oh, that's not really good. Well, probably should go home, not come back anymore. Goodbye. Thank you for your service. That's how it will go, right? Masama ang pakiramdam ko. Masama ang pakiramdam ko. I'm feeling bad. Or if you are not feeling so well, you can say, masama ang pakiramdam ko. Or, I'm feeling bad. So, you can say this if you have a bit of cold, for instance, or your stomach is upset, or what else? Or you have a broken heart, like those kinds of things. So, if you want to say that you're feeling bad, you say, masama ang pakiramdam ko. Okay ako. Okay ako. I'm okay. But what if you're just fine? What if you're just okay, but you don't want to say, I'm fine? Or mabuti naman ako, or ayos naman ako. You can also say casually, okay ako, which is very casual. Very simple, okay ako. Okay na okay ako. Okay na okay ako. I'm great. If you want to say that you are really doing great, then you can say, okay na okay ako. You would have to note that in Filipino, when you repeat words, it, what's it called? It's a superlative version of the adjective, kind of. But it's not. But it's kind of amps up the impact of the adjective. So it's equivalent to very. So you would say, okay na okay ako, meaning I'm super duper okay, right? Or if you're really, for instance, sleepy, you would say, antok na antok ako, instead of just saying antok ako, right? Salamat sa pagtatanong. Salamat sa pagtatanong. Thank you for asking. And for instance, you were feeling bad, and then this person that asked you, how are you, made you feel happy, then you can say, thank you for asking, or salamat sa pagtatanong. Because, of course, you felt happy that someone asked you, especially if you're feeling bad. So that's it for the end of this lesson. Hope you learned something new. And what do you usually say to your friends, your colleagues, people who ask you how you are? And how do they respond to you? Leave them in the comment section, and don't forget to like, subscribe, and visit FilipinoPod101.com to learn more Filipino. Salamat! Hanggang sa muli!
Kamusta?
Kamusta?
Kamusta ka na?
Mabuti naman. Salamat. Ikaw, kamusta ka na?
Ganun pa rin, gaya noon.
Kamusta? Ako po si Ana.
Kamusta? Ako po si Maya.
Ikinagagalak kong makilala ka.
Ako rin. Masaya akong makilala ka.
Magandang umaga. Tuloy po kayo.
Salamat. May regalo ako para sa'yo.
Talaga? Maraming salamat.
Walang anuman. Aray! Paumanhin po! Bakit po? Ano pong nangyari? Inaapakan niyo po ang paa ko. Pasensya na po. Hindi ko po talaga sinasadya. Magandang gabi po. Tuloy po kayo.
Pahingi po ako ng menu.
Opo, sandali lang po.
Pahingi rin po ng tubig.
Sige po, sandali lang po.
Miss, kunin niyo na po ang order ko.
Sige po.
Hi everyone, I'm Gabriella. How are your Filipino listening skills? In this video, you'll have a chance to test them out with a quiz. First, you'll see an image and hear a question. Next comes a short dialogue. Listen carefully and see if you can answer correctly. We'll show you the answer at the end. Are you ready?
May isang babae na nagtatanong sa salesman sa isang tindahan ng libro. Anong libro ang gustong makita ng babae? Mawalang galang lang, gusto ko sanang makita yung libro sa istanteng iyon.
Anong librong gusto mo?
Yung tungkol sa mga kotse.
Sandali lang. Eto ba?
Oo, iyan nga.
Eto na.
Anong libro ang gustong makita ng babae? May isang babae na nagtatanong sa salesman sa isang tindahan ng libro. Anong libro ang gustong makita ng babae? Mawalang galang lang, gusto ko sanang makita yung libro sa istanteng iyon.
Anong librong gusto mo?
Yung tungkol sa mga kotse.
Sandali lang. Eto ba?
Oo, iyan nga.
Eto na.
May isang lalaki na tumatawag sa opisina ng isang doktor. Anong oras niya kailangan na nasa opisina ng doktor? Hello, anong kailangan nyo?
Anong oras kayo magsasara ngayon?
Nagsasara kami ng alas 6. Pero pumunta na kayo bago mag alas 5:30.
Okay, salamat.
Anong oras niya kailangan na nasa opisina ng doktor? May isang lalaki na tumatawag sa opisina ng isang doktor. Anong oras niya kailangan na nasa opisina ng doktor? Hello, anong kailangan nyo?
Anong oras kayo magsasara ngayon?
Nagsasara kami ng alas 6. Pero pumunta na kayo bago mag alas 5:30.
Okay, salamat.
May isang guro na nagluluto ng cake. Ano ang inilagay ng guro? Ngayon ay gagawa tayo ng cake. Una, paghaluin ng mantikilya at asukal. Tapos, magdagdag ng 2 itlog at paghaluin ng mabuti. Magdagdag ng harina at dahan-dahan itong haluin. Ilagay ito sa oven at lutuin ng 50 minuto. Ganoon kadali. Ano ang inilagay ng guro? May isang guro na nagluluto ng cake. Ano ang inilagay ng guro? Ngayon ay gagawa tayo ng cake. Una, paghaluin ng mantikilya at asukal. Tapos, magdagdag ng 2 itlog at paghaluin ng mabuti. Magdagdag ng harina at dahan-dahan itong haluin. Ilagay ito sa oven at lutuin ng 50 minuto. Ganoon kadali. May isang lalaki at babae na nag-uusap. Ano ang una nilang gagawin?
Ano ang gusto mong gawin ngayon?
Gusto kong manood sa sinehan.
Okay, gusto ko manood ng laro ng baseball sa TV.
Gusto ko rin mamili.
Mag-uumpisa ang laro ng baseball ng 1:00 ng hapon.
Okay, manood muna tayo ng pelikula para makanood ka ng laro pagkatapos.
Mainam. Tapos, lumabas tayo para mamili mamayang gabi.
Ano ang una nilang gagawin? May isang lalaki at babae na nag-uusap. Ano ang una nilang gagawin?
Ano ang gusto mong gawin ngayon?
Gusto kong manood sa sinehan.
Okay, gusto ko manood ng laro ng baseball sa TV.
Gusto ko rin mamili.
Mag-uumpisa ang laro ng baseball ng 1:00 ng hapon.
Okay, manood muna tayo ng pelikula para makanood ka ng laro pagkatapos.
Mainam. Tapos, lumabas tayo para mamili mamayang gabi.
May isang guro at isang mag-aaral na nag-uusap. Kailan pupunta ang mag-aaral sa opisina ng guro? Hindi ko po talaga naintindihan lahat ng tinalakay sa klase kanina.
Sige, mayroon ka bang mga tanong?
Opo, medyo marami po. May oras po ba kayo ngayon?
Medyo abala ako ngayon eh. Pumunta ka na lang sa aking opisina mamayang hapon. Andon ako mula 1:00 hanggang 4:00 ng hapon.
Ayos po, asahan niyo po ako ng 2:00. Kailan pupunta ang mag-aaral sa opisina ng guro? May isang guro at isang mag-aaral na nag-uusap. Kailan pupunta ang mag-aaral sa opisina ng guro? Hindi ko po talaga naintindihan lahat ng tinalakay sa klase kanina.
Sige, mayroon ka bang mga tanong?
Opo, medyo marami po. May oras po ba kayo ngayon?
Medyo abala ako ngayon eh. Pumunta ka na lang sa aking opisina mamayang hapon. Andon ako mula 1:00 hanggang 4:00 ng hapon.
Ayos po, asahan niyo po ako ng 2:00. May isang babae na nagtatanghalian sa isang restaurant. Ano ang kanyang o-orderin?
Gusto niyo po ba magkape o maghimagas matapos ng inyong tanghalian?
Anong panghimagas ang mayroon kayo?
Mayroon kaming pudding at apple pie.
Sa totoo lang, kape lang ang gusto ko.
Gusto niyo po ba ng asukal at gatas?
Pakisamahan ng gatas. Ano ang kanyang o-orderin? May isang babae na nagtatanghalian sa isang restaurant. Ano ang kanyang o-orderin?
Gusto niyo po ba magkape o maghimagas matapos ng inyong tanghalian?
Anong panghimagas ang mayroon kayo?
Mayroon kaming pudding at apple pie.
Sa totoo lang, kape lang ang gusto ko.
Gusto niyo po ba ng asukal at gatas?
Pakisamahan ng gatas. May isang babaeng naghihintay sa isang lalaki. Saan maghihintay ang babae?
Hi, pasensya na pero mahuli ako ng 30 minuto.
Okay, maghihintay ako sa'yo sa cafe.
Sa cafe? Saan yun?
Katabi ng tindahan ng libro. May panaderya sa kabila nun.
O sige,
Saan maghihintay ang babae? May isang babaeng naghihintay sa isang lalaki. Saan maghihintay ang babae?
hi, pasensya na pero mahuli ako ng 30 minuto.
Okay, maghihintay ako sa'yo sa cafe.
Sa cafe? Saan yun?
Katabi ng tindahan ng libro. May panaderya sa kabila nun.
O sige,
May isang lalaki at babae na nag-uusap. Ano ang gagawin ng babae sa bakasyon ng tag-init?
naplano mo na ba ang bakasyon mo ngayong panahon ng tag-init?
Hindi pa. Pinag-iisipan ko kung pupunta ako sa dagat o sa bundok.
Pupunta ako sa dagat kasama ng mga kaibigan ko. Magsa-surf kami.
Mainam.
Bakit hindi ka na lang sumama sa amin?
Magiging masaya yon. Sige, sasama ako sa inyo. Ano ang gagawin ng babae sa bakasyon ng tag-init? May isang lalaki at babae na nag-uusap. Ano ang gagawin ng babae sa bakasyon ng tag-init?
Naplano mo na ba ang bakasyon mo ngayong panahon ng tag-init?
Hindi pa. Pinag-iisipan ko kung pupunta ako sa dagat o sa bundok.
Pupunta ako sa dagat kasama ng mga kaibigan ko. Magsa-surf kami.
Mainam.
Bakit hindi ka na lang sumama sa amin?
Magiging masaya yon. Sige, sasama ako sa inyo.
May isang babae na bumili ng kama. Saan niya ito ilalagay?
Malaki ang kamang ito.
Oo nga eh. Hindi ko nga mailagay malapit sa pinto.
Ilagay natin sa dulo ng kwarto.
Ilagay kaya natin sa gitna?
Huwag. Ilagay natin sa dulo.
Sige, mukhang mainam. Pwede mo ba akong tulungan na buhati ng kama? Saan niya ito ilalagay? May isang babae na bumili ng kama. Saan niya ito ilalagay?
Malaki ang kamang ito.
Oo nga eh. Hindi ko nga mailagay malapit sa pinto.
Ilagay natin sa dulo ng kwarto.
Ilagay kaya natin sa gitna?
Huwag. Ilagay natin sa dulo.
Sige, mukhang mainam. Pwede mo ba akong tulungan na buhati ng kama?
May isang guro na nakikipag-usap sa mga estudyante. Ano ang mga dadalhin ng mga estudyante?
Bukas pupunta tayo sa isang museo. Magdala kayo ng panulat at kwaderno at maiinom. Manananghalian tayo sa restaurant ng museo kaya hindi nyo na kailangang magdala ng sandwich.
Payong po?
Baka umulan. Sige, pakidala na rin.
Okay. Ano ang mga dadalhin ng mga estudyante? May isang guro na nakikipag-usap sa mga estudyante. Ano ang mga dadalhin ng mga estudyante?
Bukas pupunta tayo sa isang museo. Magdala kayo ng panulat at kwaderno at maiinom. Manananghalian tayo sa restaurant ng museo kaya hindi nyo na kailangang magdala ng sandwich.
Payong po?
Baka umulan. Sige, pakidala na rin.
Okay.
May isang lalaki at isang babae na nag-uusap. Kailan sila magpapamasahe? Kakabukas lang ng lugar ng kaibigan ko para sa masahe.
Lugar para sa masahe? Gusto kong pumunta.
May oras ka ba sa Sabado?
Abala ako sa Sabado. Paano kaya kung Linggo?
Sarado ang lugar kung Linggo. Paano kaya kung Biyernes?
Okay,
Kailan sila magpapamasahe? May isang lalaki at isang babae na nag-uusap. Kailan sila magpapamasahe? Kakabukas lang ng lugar ng kaibigan ko para sa masahe.
lugar para sa masahe? Gusto kong pumunta.
May oras ka ba sa Sabado?
Abala ako sa Sabado. Paano kaya kung Linggo?
Sarado ang lugar kung Linggo. Paano kaya kung Biyernes?
Okay,
May isang babae na nakikipag-usap sa isang salesman. Sa aling palapag na ngayon papunta ang babae? Mawalang galang lang, saan ang mga damit para sa babae?
sa ikatlo, ika-4 at ika-5 palapag po.
Sa aling palapag kayo may mga coat?
Sa ika-4 na palapag po, naroon banda ang elevator.
Sa ika-4 na palapag? Salamat. Sa aling palapag na ngayon papunta ang babae? May isang babae na nakikipag-usap sa isang salesman. Sa aling palapag na ngayon papunta ang babae? Mawalang galang lang, saan ang mga damit para sa babae?
Sa ikatlo, ika-4 at ika-5 palapag po.
Sa aling palapag kayo may mga coat?
Sa ika-4 na palapag po, naroon banda ang elevator.
Sa ika-4 na palapag? Salamat.
Did you get it right? I hope you learned something from this quiz. Let us know if you have any questions. See you next time. Want to speed up your language learning? Take your very first lesson with us. You'll start speaking in minutes and master real conversations. Sign up for your free lifetime account. Just click the link in the description.